topic this morning is what?
The movement.
Days of the movement. Okay, this is Sunday, and we are all eager to go back home. I hope so. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And the place of the movement is a talk on the purpose of the Cursillo movement. So I hope by now you know the purpose, the goal, strategy, and mentality of the Cursillo movement. Yes, no? You're all leaders, you should know this. Otherwise, you will not understand the Cursillo movement. There's a lot of things that we pretend we know about the Cursillo, but if we don't know the purpose, the methodology, the goal of the Cursillo movement, we won't be able to implement things that we wanted to do if we do not know. Right? Don't say not me. Yes, I was branded an Admiral. I know that was just for the house consumption. But when my family comes around, they say, Lola. I'm Lola, I am. Okay, I am 77 years old, and I have 3 kids, age 50, age 43, 47, 46, and age 40. And I have 5 grandchildren, 4 girls and 1 boy. So I told my son, better watch out for your son. He has a lot to pay for your sins. So our oldest granddaughter is 17 years old. And the youngest is 8. I hope I'm married. Oh, I have a roommate. He's 80 years old. So, we started Friday, and this is Sunday, and so we saw God's intended purpose in this workshop. Okay? Today we are going to begin the place of the movement in the work of the church. Unless the leaders of the movement have a very clear idea of what the Cursillo movement is and what they are trying to do as Cursillo leaders, they will become less and less effective. So do you know what you will be doing after this workshop?
Go to sleep.
Okay, have you heard or do you know what a screwdriver is? It's not the drink. A screwdriver. Or what is the other name? Is it a chisel? No.
This one, huh?
I stick to the screwdriver. That you can drink, that you can work with. You must love screwdrivers, sis. I have a lot of references in here, and I don't know which is which. All right, this screwdriver analogy. We can do all kinds of things with a screwdriver. Prying, poking, scraping. However, unless we clearly understand the purpose of a screwdriver, we will not be able to use it as intended. So there are multiple uses of a screwdriver. It's a tool, and it is a drink. was designed for a specific purpose. Right? Therefore, we have to understand the place of the movement in the mission of the church. And especially, we have to understand the uniqueness of the contribution to the mission. So what is the mission of the church? And what is the mission of the Cursillo movement? Evangelizing our environment. So what is the Cursillo movement? Well, there are many definitions of the Cursillo movement. There are. And probably, many as they are, the Cursillo movement is, or are there people who experience the 3-day weekend. And I hope we all have experienced the 3-day weekend. And there was a dialogue that appeared years ago in one of Spain's newsletters, which is a good lead-in to the first idea that some people have about Cursillo. The dialogue goes like this. Where do all good people go to? All right, don't smile at me, give me an answer.
Heaven.
100%. Where do all bad people go to?
Yeah.
The bar.
Where do all the very, very bad people go? Oh, did you get zapped when you joined the Cursillo then? Bad one. Okay, such an approach to what the Cursillo is for might be called the problem case approach. The Cursillo can make Christians out of people no one else can do anything with. Is that right? Have you all changed since you joined the Cursillo?
Yes.
Have you mellowed?
Yes.
Have you stopped yelling at your spouse?
No.
So, if you have not, no, then it won't be you. You don't have to yell at your wife or your whatever. Because you're spoiled?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. Okay. It takes two to tango. A second common idea of what the Cursillo movement. What is it? Such an approach to the Cursillo movement might be called Parish Organization Recruitment Approach. In other words, the Cursillo exists to get people motivated enough to get active in the parish. Right? I remember after the 3-day weekend, a lot of the Cursillistas' dream in life is to be a lecturer in university ministry in the parish. Yes, that's good. That's a ministry. But don't forget that you went to the 3-day weekend, and we have said that everybody is a leader, that you have to be a Cursillo leader. And how do you become a Cursillo leader? Sister Cora, how do you become a Cursillo leader?
The gospel of the Lord, who walked like Christ.
That was a big question when we gave the CLW1 in San Bernardino. That was a big discussion. Well, if you are a leader, and you are a Cursilista, you should be a Cursillo leader too, as well as a Christian leader. Yes, but is your number one apostolate the Cursillo? No, that's right. Because your dream in life to be a lector or a Eucharistic minister has been implanted in your mind that when I become a Cursilista, this is what I'm going to do. And when you become a Eucharistic minister, you don't even want to give the other species. You just want to give the host. Why is that? You are a Eucharistic minister.
It's too light.
Because you're not exposed that much. I have two deacons in here that will help you. So you go to them when you have a question. Another common idea of what the Cursillo movement is can be seen in the following statement. We have a real problem on our hands. Most people in our parish are still pre-Vatican II. Very right. Yes. Okay. Their whole outlook was formed by the old catechism, the Vatican Council. It's just a name to them. Yeah, there's a book about the Vatican I and II, but it's just not a decoration. You have to read it because there's a lot of information that will clear up our minds about our role as a leader, a Christian leader. We all need a real conversion to a new way of looking at Christianity. We weren't able to give them this new outlook until Cursillo came along. Is that right? So we call this approach renewed catechetical approach. The Cursillo was designed to give people a new attitude toward Christianity. Still another common idea of the Cursillo movement was expressed by a concerned lay person. Most lay people just pile up money. Those who can afford to give a very, very generous contribution, donation, can say that. And the clergy don't care as long as they get enough money to keep their parish going. And what about the real problem of our time? Poverty, war, abortion, homeless. That too. And it's just in our backyard. We don't have to send aids to all over. We can give it to our own people. And this kind of approach is called action involvement approach. These ideas, and there are many more, simply are inadequate to convey an understanding of the uniqueness and place of the Cursillo movement. And the very fact that there are so many different ideas causes a problem in the effectiveness of the Cursillo movement. The problem is not caused so much by the fact that these ideas are incompatible with one another. For a good, healthy Cursillo movement operating in a diocese according to the ideas of the founders would probably help some problem cases. Would get more people working in the parish. And who are these people? I see majority of the volunteers in church are Cursillistas, right? And then would give many people a renewed view of their faith and would get more people involved in various action programs. A catechism. Sorting clothes for St. Vincent de Paul. Serving the homeless, the needy, and a lot more. But the fact that so many people have so many different ideas about the Cursillo movement provides a real block to understanding the purpose method, and strategy of the movement. Here we go again. We have to understand, quit laughing, you two. The purpose, method, and strategy of the movement. Okay, so what are they? It's just not anything. It's not nice to say. That when I evangelize or I share about my involvement in the Cursillo movement, and they say, oh, we're just human, okay? And they say, what did you say, Cursillo movement or Cursillo? The Cursillo is a movement and a method. Now we here again, we talk about method, strategy, and the purpose. So I hope you guys know before you leave this room what the strategy and the method and the purpose of the Cursillo movement. You are all leaders, so that when you go to your 3-day, your pre-proper Cursillo meeting, you would be saying these goals, the methodology, strategy, and living what is fundamental for being a Christian. So I hope you can say that without even thinking to your group. There are two purposes that we have.